One of the more common megas out there that did not make it to our top 12 is the Delphox. An adaptation made over time is the King Gambit here. This is a Pokemon that players have been like, well, okay, a network test has succeeded for our players out on stage, which means we are ready to finally get into our 4th round of Swiss.
Weak Pokemon on Brendan's team, so, you know, we've been talking about the specter of a series of rock slide flinches, but perhaps no matchup where it's more likely for this one.
And here we go, heading into turn 1 here. It is the King Gambit alongside the Charizard for Geo. And yeah, it is going to be the Floette mode for Brendan alongside the Mousehold to offer immediate support to that Pokemon.
Dash from, not the Focus Dash, but finish off the Mousehold probably, who's likely not to be one-hit KO'd. Instead switching.
Yeah, it's actually going to switch out for the Aerodactyl. So Geo now raising the specter of those rock slides as well as the potential ability to set a tailwind should Geo need to outspeed this Floette. Sometimes the Charizards are not as fast as the Floette, so Floette may be able to get some advantages here, but double Mega Evolutions here on turn 1 from both players. Geo going to Mega Evolve the Charizard, indicating that he is going on the offensive here, getting the full power of that Drought, while Floette boosts its own power with the Fairy Aura, and of course, exactly what you expect out of one of these teams. Mousehold is redirecting all damage. Floette gets a Calm Mind, is in fact faster than the Charizard, so gets this Calm Mind up before Charizard is able to deal damage, means he resists this Heat Wave quite handily with that Calm Mind boost and the Mousehold to provide that Friend Guard support.
That team, so let's see the strategy here. A Helping Hand with Mousehold, so expecting to be knocked out before it's able to move.
Yeah, Helping Hand actually an adaptation that Brendan has made here instead of Super Fang on that Mousehold. A couple of adaptations actually on Brendan's team that might change the way that this plays against a player like Geo, who may expect the more classic version. Heat Wave will pick up the KO onto Mousehold and deal a little bit of damage to the Floette as the Draining Kiss comes through onto Aerodactyl, and even with a Helping Hand and a +1 Calm Mind is not enough to pick up the KO. That means that Aerodactyl survives for a turn here and is going to be able to threaten some rock slides.
Yeah, so now we get this awkward situation.
On the offensive here, double up or switch out to potentially set up a tailwind later on in this game. King Gambit now out on the field in favor of the Aerodactyl as Sinistcha tries to protect itself from a Heat Wave or a Weather Ball coming out from Charizard. Does dodge the Heat Wave here with the Protect. That will connect onto the Floette, however, which with that Calm Mind, no Friend Guard this time, so it deals a good amount of damage more, but that Draining Kiss just gonna keep sucking the life force out of Geo's Pokemon here.
Yeah, so both sides kind of makes it much less likely that you're ever going to get hit by an Iron Head from that King Gambit, which would basically be game ending.
When it's at the Vivillon in the back for Brendan, that is a Pokemon that may just be sacrificed to protect Sinistcha for a turn here as Heat Wave comes out again from the Charizard into the Protect onto Floette, will land onto the Vivillon and take out a one-hit KO. Easy KO there for the Charizard. This is what that Pokemon does. If you are weak to Fire-type damage, you are going to get knocked out. But now Brendan is able to bring in the Sinistcha once again and have the 3rd redirector on the field to potentially protect this Floette as waiting for
point. Things are really looking tough for this Floette. It can only attack a single target. Has to Rage Powder this time because Protect was burned on the previous turn.
Well, Sinistcha Rage Powdering here gets the Weather Ball, so Charizard going for full offense into Sinistcha, picks up the one-hit KO. Like I mentioned, Sinistcha weak to Fire-type damage. Charizard takes those every time. And now Iron Head from the King Gambit actually faster than the Floette in the Tailwind, brings it all the way down to 19 hit points and gets a flinch. Floette would have been able to heal up a little bit of that health with a Draining Kiss, but King Gambit getting that Iron Head off probably sealed the deal for Brendan regardless.
Yeah, should be super over here. We know Charizard's faster, so I think he's really good.
Yeah, and especially that Aerodactyl being able to survive a +1 Helping Hand boosted Draining Kiss. Huge for Geo, even if he loses control in the mid-game, to be able to have that option to bring it back out in the end game. And here it is, just a rerun of Game 1, but now with a little bit more information for both players. Mousehold and Floette for Brendan, and King Gambit and Charizard for Geo. Great off offense from the jump here.
Yeah, I think maybe you have to, right? Or you maybe hope to catch a Pokemon to switch, which is not going to happen here, it looks like. Or
yeah, King Gambit stays in. Yeah, that's going to be the Mega Evolution from Charizard here. Sets up the Sun, so Geo again going to go on the offensive here on turn 1. matched by Brendan with the Mega Evolution on the Eternal Flower Floette, also going to go ahead and get a boost to its stats here.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of wondering too if I guess we're going to see the help again. So he's going for the offense, maybe hoping to catch Aerodactyl.
Yeah, full offense from the jump, hoping to catch that Aerodactyl, but instead this Moonblast is just going to connect on to King Gambit. That is enough to pick up the KO. The Moonblast with the helping hand picks up that KO. That is a huge threat off the board. However, this Heat Wave now will connect onto Floette that does not have the boost from Calm Mind. That being said, Friendguard doing a lot of work there to keep Floette fairly healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it still isn't like awesome for Brendan, but you can see the path now, right? Other than Aerodactyl, is potentially primarily special attackers left at the other side. Like, as we mentioned before, Floette versus Charizard is usually kind of no matter what happens, and then Sinistra's Hospitality, assuming it's the back, would actually do something this time. But instead of the Incineroar as a switch up, I really like this. King Gambit now gone, so you have to worry about Defiant. Intimidate going to help against the Aerodactyl, and it's going to take attacks from Charizard pretty well. So Incineroar looking pretty good in this matchup.
Yeah, Incineroar with that King Gambit sniped on turn 1 is definitely looking like it's in a strong position here. Gonna tank this Heat Wave like nobody's business and immediately threaten Make Out pressure. Plus, you get that Intimidate down onto the Aerodactyl, helping to protect
reaction to try to Calm Mind. The Rock Slide is going to go down, though, and damage is not so great, but if it stops an action from Floette, it would be huge.
Yeah, the flinch chance is going to be huge onto the Floette. Charizard flinching from the Fake Out and the Rock Slide. 27% of the time, it works every time.
Charizard is quicker than it because of the Tailwind and threatening a lot of damage, so perhaps just a Protect and a switch into the Sinister to try to get some HP back, and then we do the whole thing again the next turn, maybe with Incineroar coming back.
Yep, we sacrifice Sinister here, most likely on Brendan's side. Floette will have to tank both this Rock Slide and the Heat Wave, though. No Protect came through. Went for the prediction there to assume that Floette would be able to survive this turn without having to go for the Protect, and gets paid off for it. Weather Ball connects onto Sinister, picks up the KO. Floette is able to go on the offensive this time. Moonblast onto the Aerodactyl, not enough to pick up the KO. Basically, so here's what I just learned, is Moonblast at +0 is the same as Draining Kiss +1 with Helping Hand.
Yeah, and that's why you use that Moonblast, right? Where the damage from Draining Kiss, a little underwhelming.
Threatening options there, either the Garchomp or the Basculegion could be really threatening. Instead, Geo is going to just continue to fish for flinches here with that double intimidated Aerodactyl. Floette dodges the Heat Wave. That's huge for Brendan. That opens up an opportunity, and Incineroar survives at 14 health after 2 intimidates down onto the Aerodactyl and the resistance onto the Heat Wave. Floette is now finally able to get a Calm Mind up, and Brendan is starting to find a way back into this game. Throat Chop will finish off that Aerodactyl to prevent Geo from being able to set up a second Tailwind.
Yeah, great read by Brendan there. Kind of realizing, okay, well, Fake Out doesn't do that much for me here. I need to get rid of this Aerodactyl because another Tailwind is probably not something I can deal with, how weakened my team is. Gets a big knock up there. Going to be difficult to maneuver out of this one, however. Basculegion, getting put into range for an Aqua Jet would be just as bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see Brendan is trying to protect this Floette by switching in the Mouse Hold. With no Tailwind, that means that Floette is able to move first and get the Draining Kiss off onto Basculegion, healing all the way back up to full. Here's the Heat Wave from Charizard. Without the Sun, is able to pick up the KO onto Mousehold, deal a little bit to Floette, but now Friendguard is off the field from Mousehold going down, and Basculegion is able to fire off a huge last respects. And look, this Pokemon's 50% usage for a reason.
Yeah, it's just that good, right? And that's with only 2 of its teammates knocked out. Yeah, last respects gets stronger every time a teammate is knocked out. And yeah, Brendan maybe a little cheeky there, going for the attack rather than the protect, but I just don't know what realistically he could have done there, where could have a position where, Heat Wave was threatening both of the Pokemon that could have been in the partner slot there, and because of that, he was just really pinned. Excellent set by Giovanni, and kind of just showing he knew his line to this matchup really well, right? Where I think both trainers played well, but it just didn't seem like there was a whole lot that Brendan could do, and Giovanni is way too good.